Here is something most people applying for jobs today and they don't know. Your resume is probably not being read by a human first. It is being read by software, and that software makes a decision about you. Yes or no, before any recruiter has even opened your file. Let that sink in for a second. If you have been applying consistently, sending resume after resume and hearing absolutely nothing back, not even a rejection, just complete silence, there is very real change. Your resume is being filtered out before a single human eye reaches it. And here is the part that makes it worse. Even the resume that do survive that filter and reach a person are often killed by mistakes so small, so common, and that most candidates have no idea they are making them. So this video covers both the sides that problem. So don't skip this one, because I promise you by the end you are going to look at your resume completely in a different way. So stay till the end and get the benefit out of it. Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Sangeeta Kumar and I'm TEDx speaker, author of 2 books, and I have trained over 1 lakh job professionals, and I have spent 12 years of reviewing thousands of resume professionally. And one of the most common things I fix is a resume that is beautifully written and completely invisible to the system that decide who gets through. So stay till the end, because the last mistake I covered today is the one that surprises people the most. And it is also one of the most common one. And if this channel is new to you, subscribe it right now and share with your friends so that you and your friend circle can get benefit out of this video. Let's start busting some myths here. And these are the very important elements. So myth number 1, my resume reaches a recruiter when apply. This is the biggest misconception in job hunting right now. In most mid-size and large companies, your resume goes through ATS, Automotive Tracking System software, before it goes anywhere near a human. It scans your document, looks for keywords, job titles, your education background, structure, and gives you a score. Based on that score, it decides whether you move forward or disappear into a pile no one opens. Here is how to think about it. A resume that looks impressive to human but cannot be read by ATS software and is like writing a brilliant answer in a language for the examiner, but it doesn't speak to him. It doesn't matter how good the answer if it cannot be understood. So this is very important what you mention in your resume. Now, myth number 2, a designed, polished resume looks more professional. This one surprises people every time. Tables, columns, text boxes, icons, fancy graphics, they all confuse ATS, and the system reacts the way a plain text document is read. Left to right, top to bottom, anything creative in your layout can cause it to skip content entirely or read it with the wrong order. So here is exactly what to do instead. Use a single column layout, no tables, no text boxes, no icons, and keep your contact information in the body of document, never in a header or footer, because many systems cannot read those at all. Let me show you what this looks like in the real world. A strong candidate I worked with had submitted a 2-column PDF icon next to his skills, contact details tucked into a text box. It looked stunning. The ATS could not parse it correctly. It gave him a low score and filtered him out. So every single time, 60 applicants, zero callbacks, the format was the entire problem, not him or his skill. So here is your tip. The most ATS friendly resume often looks almost boring to a human eye. That is exactly what you want it look like. Now, myth number 3, I have the skills. What do they want? That's what matters. And here is uncomfortable truth. The ATS is not looking for meaning. It is looking for exact language. If the job description says project management and your resume says managed projects, some systems will not recognize those as the same thing. So before every application, pull out the top 8 to 10 skills and qualification mentioned in the job description. They check your resume. Do those exact words appear? If they are genuinely true for you, add them in naturally. I had a participant applying for a business analyst role who had written data interpretation. Throughout her resume, the job description said data analysis. We changed her phrasing to match the job description exact language. Her callback rate changed within 2 weeks. Same experience, same skills, different words. Speak the job description, and this has to be in language. The ATS is not interested in your version of a skill, it is looking for its own version. So remember it. Now it's time for next myth, myth number 4. Small things like typos or email addresses don't matter. These small things are quietly eliminating strong candidates every single day, and nobody tells them why. Spelling errors in key skills are a silent killer because the ATS matches keywords exactly the same. Misspell one skill and the system simply doesn't find it. Misspell a job title in your summary and you lose that match entirely. Then there is your email address. Coolboy 1995 or Rockstar or Lovely Bird underscore Rahul or Crazy Girl. These are real examples I have seen on professional resumes. Your email is part of your first impression, so whether you intended it to be or not. And then there is the file's name, resume.docs, CV updated, new version, 3.docs, final final resume. So a recruiter once told me this alone made her question in a candidate's attention to detail before she had even opened the document. Here is exactly what to do instead. Save your file as your first name and last name. Resume role applied for. For example, Priya Sharma, resume marketing manager. The ATS does not forgive small errors the way a human sometimes might. And honestly, neither does a recruiter who opens your file name before they open your resume. So here you have to be very mindful. So now the next myth, myth number 5. And one good resume is enough for all applications. Is this so? This is one of the most common and most costly mistakes people make in their entire job search. sending the exact same resume to every single company you apply to. Before every application, read the job description properly. Adjust your summary to speak to what specific role that you are applying for. So move your most relevant experience to the top. Add any keywords from the job description that genuinely apply to your background. So this is very important. I had a participant applying to 20 companies a week with the same resume, almost no responses coming back. We spent one session tailoring her resume for 5 specific roles, and she genuinely wanted. She heard back from 3 of those 5 within 10 days. It was fundamentally the same resume, just pointed in the right direction each time. Here is your full ATS checklist, so you can go through it right now. Submit as docs unless a PDF is specifically requested. Single column, no tables, no text boxes, no graphics. Contact information in the body, not the header. Standard section headings, keywords mirrored from the job description, full forms used before abbreviation. Every skill name and job title proofread carefully. Consistent date formats throughout and a professional file name. Tailoring your resume takes 10 minutes. Not hearing back for months takes a lot longer. When people find out about the ATS, especially after months of applying and hearing nothing, the first reaction is usually anger. And honestly, I understand that completely. It does feel like the system is working against you. But here is what I want you to hold on to instead. This is information most people simply do not have. You have it now. Every person watching this video and applying these fixes has an immediate advantage over everyone still sitting there wondering why nobody is calling them back. The job market is competitive. Yes, it is very, very competitive, and but it is not unfair in a way you cannot overcome. You just needed to understand the rules of the game. Now you do it and fix it. And that brings me to the one thing I want you to remember above everything else in this video. The resume that gets you in the interview is not always the best resume in the pile. It is the one that survived the filter and then impressed the person. You need to be both. ATS is not your enemy, it is a gate. And now you know how exactly you can open it. Tell me in the comments here, were you aware of ATS before this video? If yes, then perfectly alright. And which of these myths were you living by? I genuinely want to know if today changed how you think about your resume. Hit a subscribe button here because next week we are going into the 2 sections of your resume that do the most damage when written wrong. Your summary and your experience section. Real before and after examples. You can apply immediately. So this is all for the day and I will see you in the next video. Till then, goodbye and happy learning.